country ham and why is it so delicious with wine? We're here at Momofuku Ssam Bar to find out. Today on Follow That Somm, we're exploring the uniquely American country ham at Momofuku Ssam Bar. Beverage manager Nicole Hakli and executive chef Max guide us through tasting this simple and delectable dish and help us crown a winner for the best pairing of wine and country ham. Welcome to Momofuku Ssam Bar.
Thank you so much for having us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so what are we tasting today?
We're gonna taste country hams with wine.
That sounds good. I'd love to meet the chef. Can we meet Chef Max?
Absolutely.
I guess, how's it going?
There he is.
Yes!
Yeah, here's the big old country ham.
Can you tell us what is country ham and why is it so special?
Country ham, it's dry cured, whether if it's salt sugar mix, pure salt. And city ham is basically the regular ham that you get in like supermarket, and they're usually like brined rather than cured, and it's injected with brine.
Is one better than the other?
I wouldn't say one is better than the other, but like I definitely think country ham is better in my point of view. You know, everything has its own
one
like.
is better, but country ham is so much better.
We should be totally really proud of the American ham makers that we support here at Ssam Bar.
Let's taste these things.
Yes.
All right, what order should we go in? I'm feeling like less strong to most strong.
So the way I've lined this up, this is Benton's. It is the smokiest of the batch, but it's also the least aged. And Edward Siriano is the medium aged, but these two are actually very closely related. Edwards is smoked, whereas Woodlands is unsmoked. This is the first ham that we get at Ssam Bar.
It's pretty clean. I'm finding that it's clean flavor, like clean pork. It's obviously salty.
The texture always stands out for me when I'm tasting ham, like where this does have that very drying, salty, like my mouth is watering right now as I'm talking, and I'm like, I need something to drink.
To watch it out, yeah.
Yeah, that's why this is the Ssam, and the wine is coming. But yeah, I would agree. I tasted salt in the beginning and smoke at the end.
But this is just like full on, like smoked in the smokehouse with hickory.
It feels like, you know when you smell your clothes after a campfire?
Yeah.
In a way, it tastes so good, but that's how it is relating to me. All right, should we go to number 2?
Yeah.
The texture is so much silkier.
It tastes like premium ham.
It brought me back to the first time when I had Spanish ham. It's very comparable, and like it's very different, but very similar.
You're right.
This one actually has more of that cheesy flavor that you were kind of like talking about.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah,
Like
it
a Parmesan
finishes.
Reggiano
Yeah, it
thing.
finishes very like Parmesan.
I love how different they are. They're so different from each other.
Yeah. So like you get all that quality and still like pretty smooth, like clean. But once you get to the last one, the Woodland side, I can't wait.
We're gonna go nuts. We have to
let's
do it
do it.
right now. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, what's the technique? Do you get some of the fat and some of the meat at the same time?
You just eat it.
You just eat the whole thing.
Oh my god.
I always get so excited when I taste it. And it's not like made up. I didn't
That's so
like
amazing.
make it up.
That is not a manufactured joy.
No, like I eat a lot, so for real, I eat a lot. So very rarely you get the instance where you're like,
Crazy good.
oh, I'm so excited to eat it again and again and again.
It never gets old. This really is insane.
It has that nuttiness.
And
It's
you
like-
can like visually see there's actual like salt crystals in there,
Wow, that's salt crystals in there.
and it's like 24 months age. I don't want to get too like poetic, but
Why not?
you can like really taste that real foragey kind of like vibe, you know?
Yeah, you really can. You really are getting the terroir. I mean, like I'm feeling like I can taste an acorn. I don't know if that's totally too crazy, but I'm tasting like a little grass,
there.
a little like
It's
dry
really
leaf, a little acorn, certainly cheese. It's insane. And no smoke, that's true.
No, unsmoked,
No
yeah.
smoke, that's so interesting.
And it's very, very clean.
We overall, with a flavor perspective, we have smoke, we have sort of silky fat and Parmigiano Reggiano, and we have nutty. So let's go figure out what wine pairs with these flavors.
Great.
For our first pairing, Nicole pulls one of her favorite wines from Beaujolais. This Gamay makes a perfect classic pairing with charcuterie. For Nicole's unconventional pairing, she chooses an off-dry German Cabernet Riesling.
Tell me your strategy behind these wines.
So we're gonna go pretty classic with Gamay. The reason why I chose this wine is that it's kind of like a regional pairing. So if you were to have like charcuterie in France, Beaujolais would be the go-to. And part of that is because it's so thirst quenching. Like it's a fruitful, light-bodied wine that's driven by acidity. So it's really gonna freshen up all of those rich, silky textures of the ham. There are these 10 crus in Beaujolais. Moulin Avant, which is what we're gonna taste today, is one of them. It tends to be like the fullest, the darkest, the most intense of all of the crus of Beaujolais.
So like what flavors do you taste?
So you're gonna get more like smokiness and a little bit more structure and tannin, grippiness, darker fruit character, and a lot of that is attributed to some of the volcanic soils in the region.
Whoa, okay, I love it.
Yes.
All right, so would you say that's the conventional pairing?
Yes. On the unconventional side, I chose a Cabernet Riesling because I think this is a type and style of wine that terrifies people because it means sugar. But when you have this amount of salt, that just a little kiss of residual sugar really softens and balances everything. In the Mosel, because it's so far north, you're getting these kind of like very crystalline flavors, like just very pure, very almost like twinkling. It's like kind of like a sensation.
Ethereal.
Yeah,
Ooh.
ethereal. It's like a sensation more than anything. And also as a a more aromatic grape varietal, you get a lot of like stone fruits, which, you know, salty ham and stone fruit, it just, or like melon and prosciutto, like you want that fruit to go with the ham.
So you've got two approaches, sweet, fruit.
Yes.
See how that cuts through the salt and the smoke.
Yes.
I can't wait, let's try it.
Great.
We're gonna get ready to vote, right? So we're gonna be tasting this stuff. We've got a Gamay, we've got an off-dry Riesling from the Mosel, and we've got 3 types of country ham. And it's on. It's time to taste. What do you think?
I'm ready.
First up, we're tasting Nicole's classic pairing of Gamay and country ham.
I think the most important thing is that like you get that mouth-watering saltiness, and then when you take a sip of the Beaujolais, it just like washes everything down, and it actually it elevates the experience. Like the wine makes the ham taste better, and the ham makes the wine taste better. They really like comes to like this culmination point.
It kind of like brings out some of that flavor within the ham itself, and also the wine. So I think that's pretty cool.
Next, we're tasting the unconventional country ham pairing of Cabernet Riesling.
Petrol, and how do you even explain that as a flavor? I don't know, but once I found it, it's kind of amazing.
And that slatiness, I think that's like,
Maybe that's what
in
I mean.
addition to that petrol that you're smelling, it's like that's the terroir of the Mosel, that slate.
All right, let's go to Virginia, which is the silkiest of all. I love the texture of this thing.
I feel like this is very decadent, like between that silkiness that you were talking about in the Soriano with the richness of Mosel Riesling. It's great that it's a Cabernet because that's like your entry level of sweetness.
Oh, okay.
If it was anything more, it would be like too opulent.
Oh.
So like this is like just like a very decadent, like it's very rich to me.
I almost want to say like the Beaujolais is like really good for woodlands. Riesling, it's my favorite. It's like Soriano and Riesling.
So clearly, we love Riesling and Gamay, but if you just had to pick one, is it the Gamay or is it an off-dry Riesling? And Max, we're gonna start with you.
At first I was thinking like no brainer, definitely the Gamay, the Beaujolais. But I think I'm gonna go with the off-dry Riesling for sure. It's just something that I've never thought of having. So I think
That's your vote.
that's my vote.
Off-dry.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, Nicole.
It's so hard to choose because these are like both of my children. Weisser Künstler off-dry Riesling.
Oh my gosh.
It's surprising.
Wow.
It's so surprising. And of course I love Gamay as a pairing because it is so traditional, and if I was in Paris I would drink all the Beaujolais. But we're in New York, so we have options. And Cabernet Riesling is the winner for me.
So, I made my choice before I heard yours, and I promise I'm not being influenced.
Sure.
This blew my mind, and I feel like changed my life. And then I tried this, and something about the sweet with the salt really made it amazing. So I'm going with the Riesling too. Are we unanimous?
We are.
Oh my gosh, off-dry Riesling with country ham. What? And come to Sambar and try it for yourself. Also the Gamay then. I mean, try it all. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
This has been such a blast.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, Nicole and Chef Max of Momofuku Sambar for hosting us. If you love wine and food, subscribe to us on YouTube and like us on Facebook.